Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to yet another video from Hidden Heights Farm. And today we're going to be doing a little preparation, getting the goats ready for winter time. And when I say that, I think in one of my last videos when I was talking about the hogs and stuff, I was talking about harvest time. No, we're not going to harvest any goats today. What we're going to do is we're going to get them prepped to moving them to a new pasture, doing a little goat maintenance, getting ready for some pasture rotation. If you guys raise goats and cattle and stuff, or sheep even, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But for all of you that are looking to get into goats, or maybe have a small herd of goats and you don't know about pasture rotation, it is it's a practice where you rotate your goats and new fields, you know, they get new grass, which right now the grass is pretty much dead. But anyways, what I'm getting at is you pretty much rotate them to try to cut down on the internal parasites like worms and all that good stuff. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a little work on the goats, and had a company reach out to us a while back. It was actually in the summertime, and they wanted to send us one of their products to do a little review over in an agreement for doing a video over it. So what we got here is a spin chute from Lakeland Farm and Ranch Direct. And you guys might have already seen another YouTube channel do a video over this. Daniel over at Arms Family Homestead beat me to it, and he actually did a review a couple, it's been a month and a half ago or so. Like I said, I'm a little late to getting to do this, but it is time where I actually need to work the goats. It's actually cooled down, where we're not coming out here sweating to death trying to work the goats, stressing them out. So we're going to take advantage of this cool weather, and it's actually sunny today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get all the goats. I'm going to try to get all the goats into the barn, and we're ready to move them over to this pasture because we got the hogs out of there. And there's a little something else I'm going to do, but I'm going to save that for another video. But I want to check all the goats. I'm not going to check every one of them at the chute, but any of them that look a little thin, I'm going to check their eye color to see if they got parasites or if they look healthy. I'm going to check them to see if they need their hooves trimmed, stuff like that. And I know of a couple that I'm going to have to give some meds to. So I thought, what better way than to try out this little spin chute and do a little review video for the company that sent it. We actually have another chute that we use. We're not going to use that one today. I'm going to try to just use a spin chute and see how we like it. If we like it better, then we'll probably get rid of our other traditional chute and go with the spin chute, and we'll talk about it as we go. But right now I'm gonna get some feed. I got a lot of goats all over the place. I got some right here by the barn, and then you got some that's way out there over in the woods. So let me grab some feed and I'll be right back. All right, so all the goats heard me get a bucket of feed out of the feed bin, and they started running over here towards the gate. So I've already got their feeder set up in here. What we're gonna do is get them all in here. I know it's dark, and even with the lights, it don't work very well in the daytime in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed them, get them in here, and shut the gate. What's up, guys? What we want to do is make sure all of them get in here. Come on, goats! There's one of my little sick ones right there. You can kind of tell she's kind of dragging along. Looks a little puny. So let's get them in here. And the reason we want to work them before we do our pasture rotation is if there is any that are sick or has parasites, you want to kind of nip it in the butt now, because you don't want to just throw them on the new pasture. And if they have worms internally, what they'll do is they eat short grass to pick up the worms. The worms goes through their body, lays eggs, they pass the eggs through their droppings and stuff like that, and the whole cycle just keeps going. So if any of these goats have a huge load of worms, let me retrace my steps a little bit. Just about all goats always have some parasites, but it's the genetics that you breed for that whether your goats can naturally fight off the parasites. You don't want goats that you have to doctor all the time. So what I'm getting at is you don't want to goat that has a huge worm load and put them on your new pasture, because then your new pasture is going to be loaded with worms, and then the other goats are going to eat, and just the cycle is going to continue. So if you got any that might be a little wormy, what I'm going to do is put them up in the barn. They're just going to have hay for a couple days. I'm going to doctor the ones that I know that look really sick, and then we'll do a little check in a couple days. And then once we determine that there isn't any with huge parasite loads or anything like that, we'll put them on the new pasture, and then hopefully they'll be healthy for a long time. Let them eat over there for a little bit, and then once they're over there for 6 weeks or so, we'll let them come back to this pasture, because letting your pastures rest actually kills off those worms over time. They can only survive for so long, and that is part of the pasture management or pasture rotation. Oh, you know, Daisy. So I got a couple goats dragging along here, so I'm going to get them up here, and then we'll get them locked in. All right, let's see if they're smart enough to find their moms over in the barn. Get them in there, Daisy. All right, so everybody's in there, and I want Daisy in there as well, so she don't come after me when I grab hold of these goats. Oop. I'm gonna go ahead and close this, and I'm gonna go get the supplies and grab the goat chute and pull it over here. All right, guys, it's time to get the goat chute. And what I already noticed on this one that I really like is it has wheels on it. So what this makes this thing is mobile, you know, it's just not just sitting on a stand or anything out in the pasture. It's actually got this handle here. It's actually got a hitch. If you got a four-wheeler or something like that, you can hook right onto it. But luckily, it is light enough that I can pick it up by myself and carry it to where I need it. So if you got to work your livestock, whether it be sheep or goats, and you got to do it by yourself, this little chute is definitely at an advantage, especially if you need to be able to take it in different places. That's a little more level there. No big deal. Okay guys, so I am new to using a spin chute. I have never used one before. I've seen videos and stuff like that. So this is going to be brand new to me. So take it as is. I have no experience using this. I'm going to try to figure it out as I go. And here it is right here. Like I said, this is one of their fancier spin chutes because goats aren't quite as big as round as a sheep. So they sell these pads extra with this unit, and they pretty much just lock in with these little handles here. And what this does is these two walls are adjustable. So you get your goat in there and push it up, and it kind of ratchets and locks. So it squeezes your chute real tight against your goat, and then we'll have to figure out how to spin this thing upside down. So I guess I left one goat out over there. She's over there crying for her mom. But I thought, well, what better goat to try this on than Tiny. Tiny was a bottle baby, so she's a little more friendlier than the other goats, and she needs to be doctored. So we'll go ahead, I'll grab her, and I'll try to get her loaded up in this chute and see if we can't figure it out. Let's figure this out together. Alright. So So we got the goat. Let's see if you can get up in there. Alright. Can you get your head in there, girl? Alright. So she's locked in. Alright. Tiny is in. Pretty simple so far. I don't know if you guys can see all that. I didn't get a close up. So it's got this latch here for the head gate. And you swing these doors this way. They stick their head in there. As soon as their shoulders hit, it closes shut. And there's no way she's getting her head out of there. You can see. And it is adjustable for different size goats. You can see here on each side. We do got some bigger goats, so I might have to adjust it if I have to doctor them. And like I said, this ratchet system, you just push this up both sides and it squeezes against her body. And this is like a 2-inch cushion, so they're not hurt by no means. So what we'll do first is go ahead and doctor her with the medicine. And then I'll spin her over and see about her hoofs. What do you know, girl? Let's check her eyes. She's a little pale. She's not bad, but she doesn't have the best genetics, so we go ahead and worm her about every year. And if she needs it, she's not bright on her color, so I'm gonna go ahead and worm her. I do not recommend worming a goat just because people say worm your goats every 6 months. We do not do that here. We do it case by case, and if it's a continued problem, we actually end up getting rid of that goat to get rid of the genetics. I got a special concoction that we've been using here for worms. I've got a couple other things I try as well. I'm not going to go over all that in this video. And it is very nasty tasting. That gross? Alright, come here. Come here, girl. And one more. They spit out some of it, of course. Here, this is apple flavored. We usually like this. And she's done. So I got some silver paint. I think it's silver. Nope, it's green. There's your Halloween outfit. And she's good to go. So now, let's flip her over. Let's flip her over and check her hooves. You ready to go for a ride? Alright, let's see how to flip this thing over here. Can't remember. By stepping on this, there's a lever down here behind this tire. What do you think about that, girl? Is that weird? Huh? Just let me check her hoof real quick. Okay, she's flipped over. And then this gate opens up. That is the floor. Trim her hoofs real quick. Okay. That's your baby you're yelling at, ain't it? All done. Flip you back over because I know you probably don't like it. Put Bill back up. Locked in. Hold on, Tiny. There you go. All done. All right. Horn up, clean up. And time to release her. There you go. Come on. Come on, girl. And I forgot to open this up, of course. So Tiny's all done. So now on to the next goat. Can you get your head in there? Look. Alright, that was pretty easy. All right, guys, so you've seen it right there. The spin chute by Lakeland Farm and Ranch Direct. Here is their website right there, lakelandfarmandranch.com. I will also leave a link down in the description. I don't get any commission or anything by selling this, but I will tell you guys, you've seen me out here working these goats by myself. This thing is actually a lot easier than using the traditional type of chute. If you're working them by yourself, it does take a little bit of time. I don't have no chute or corral or anything else set up right now because I just wanted to kind of try this out. And It works great. The only downfall to it that I see is if you have goats with horns, it can be a little more difficult. Luckily I was taking my time and doing them one by one, getting them in there and then having to pull their head through the front, because the way this front is don't always work out great with horns. And like I said, I think this was mainly designed to work with sheep, and most sheep don't have horns. If you don't have any livestock with horns, then this thing would work great. That is the only downfall. Everything else seems to work really great. The spin chute is super easy to use. It's not harmful on the goats at all. Like I said, from using it and learning from it, I think go ahead and spin them upside down or on their side first before you put anything in their mouth. That way they don't have any risk of choking. And I did my smallest goats up to some of my bigger goats, and it worked for both sizes. So those are all benefits. It's light enough to drag around in this pasture. You can hook up a four-wheeler to it like I showed you and take it wherever you need, or you can just pull it just like I did. It's not that heavy, but it is very well made, I will say that. And if you do get the goats, make sure you get those cushions, because whenever I was spinning those smaller goats upside down, those cushions actually did a really good job holding the goat in place. They didn't fall, slip, or slide, nothing like that. Everything seemed to function great. So I give this product a thumbs up for sure. Thank you, Lakeland, for sending us this and letting us do a review on it. It's very beneficial. The only thing I could see where we would have a better setup is if we had some kind of a corral setup where you can have a single file line coming into the back of this and just keep popping them in there. But yeah, with this gate and everything designed like it is, they can't back out. Get them in there, and this actually locks just like that. So I really like it. It's pretty cool. Very good design. So if you guys are interested, go check out their website. Like I said, I'll leave a link down in the description of this video, and go check them out if you guys are interested. I do know they do free shipping all the way to your house. If you guys seen the video that I did earlier this summer, they delivered it on a semi-truck almost to our front doorstep. I took the tractor down there and picked it up just because we don't have a very good way of turning around here in our driveway. But they were willing to work with us anyway, and like I said, the shipping is free straight to your house, so you can't beat that. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm gonna get these goats back in the barn. I'm gonna isolate them in there for a couple days. Be looking for a video coming out after this one about the pasture management and what I got planned for that. I think a lot of you are gonna find it interesting. So be sure to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on the next video.